Hi everyone, my name is Paige Server and I'm here to talk to you about the issue of human sex trafficking. Every human being is being possessed to be exploited and sold to men that buy them for their liking. Public schools should be required to provide information on the issue of sex trafficking, including the prevention of becoming a victim, and how to help with the existing issue of today. More than 3,500 sex trafficking cases were reported to the National Human Trafficking Center last year, says Leif Corlin, reporter for CNN. I argue that human sex trafficking is a major issue of today, and people do not take this matter seriously. Teenagers, school principals, counselors, and parents should talk to their children and give their children some sort of knowledge about the issue that is going on in the world around us. My reasons for human sex trafficking causes sex slavery, spreads transmitted diseases, and violates human rights. I'll be talking to you about 3 important facts about human sex trafficking. My first one is human sex trafficking causes sex slavery. Did you know the average cost for a slave is $90? On DoSomething.org states that 80% of trafficking involves sexual exploitation and 19% involves labor exploitation. According to the U.S. State Department, 60,000 to 80,000 people are trafficked across the international borders every year, of which 80% are female and half are children. 12 to 14-year-old girls that enter the sex industry, and many of these teenage girls are either runaways or abused when they were younger. EqualityNow.org states that the use or force, abduction, fraud, deception, abuse of power or vulnerability, or giving payments or benefits to the person of the victim. My second reason is human sex trafficking spreads transmitted diseases. According to AIDS prevention, to be driven in part by the commercial sex industry, including the abuse of those trafficked into it. Women are exploited into the sex trafficking industry and into the pornography industries, have higher causes of getting HIV/AIDS because of the multiple partners they are sold to by each day. Women also turn to injecting drugs, using needles, and they use that as a mechanism to cope with their situation and their abuse. Using unsafe needles increases the chances of spreading transmitted diseases. Not only does sex trafficking increase the rates of people getting HIV or AIDS, it also increases the death rates because people who overdose when they feel lonely, helpless, worthless, or even unloved. Women who work in the sex industry and they sleep with multiple partners and then they get pregnant increase the chances of bringing an unborn child into the world with HIV/AIDS. My third main point is human trafficking violates human rights. United Nations Equality for Gender Equality says that sex trafficking violates women's rights to life, liberty, and security of a person. The fundamental individual right to life, liberty, security of a person is reflected in Article 3 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights and Article 6 of the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights. United Nations also states that Chapter 2, Article 3, provide for the rights of women to be free from violence within both the public and private spheres, specifically listing trafficking in persons as a form of violence against women, regardless of whether it involves the knowledge or acquaintance of state agents. The Article 5 of the UDHR and Article 7 of the ICPR and attain the status of a just Gogans norms, which means the failure to protect women from sex trafficking also represents a failure to ensure women's rights to equal protection under law. Human trafficking violates victims' morals, beliefs, and their rights because it makes them feel like they have no worth and they feel unloved. In 2002, the High Commissioner of Human Rights, Mary Robinson, published the Recommended Principles and Guidance on Human Rights and Human Trafficking. It provides rights-based policy to human rights on the prevention of trafficking and protection of trafficked persons. I reviewed by talking to you about human sex trafficking causes slavery, how it spreads transmitted diseases, and how it violates all human rights. My purpose was to call attention to the issue of human sex trafficking and state how bad this situation affects our world around us. Are you more aware about the issue? Did you feel guilty about what the world has come to. Human sex trafficking is destroying our world, and every day it is happening around us. Get educated. Read up on the issue of sex trafficking because it can happen to you. It can also happen to you, your family members, and your friends. So be a voice and stand up for the people who are afraid to speak out. Thank you for listening and have a good day.